Yo, we back. It's your boy Bezo back with another episode. Talk Nights with Bezo. I know it's been a minute, but we back with it. I got my guy with me, my guy Nevin. Nevin, introduce yourself to the people.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Nev. You can follow me at NevDMC. Shameless plug. I'm sorry, but I'm happy to be on here with my mans, Bezo, and let's get it.
Absolutely. I know it's been a minute. I know. But it's been some things going on, man. Absolutely, we want to talk about the first thing. It's been about 3 weeks. The Knicks got that championship finally. Got that monkey off their back, 53 years since the last one. How you felt watching that last Game 5?
Yo, man, it was an amazing feeling, man. I've been a Knicks fan. I've been a Knicks fan since about 98, 99. I was about 9 years old, and I started cheering for them because, of course, I don't know, y'all gonna get to know me a little bit better, but my peoples are from Jamaica. My dad's from Jamaica. My mom's Jamaican. So they used to gather up in the house in the Bronx and all gather around whenever Pat was playing. Patrick Ewing, of course, was playing, and they was all repping him. So I learned the Knicks from him and them. So seeing this and seeing the first finals in 99 and then all the struggles and then getting on Twitter and me and my guy right here, bro, it was crazy. And just seeing that made me feel a little bit better. And, you know, I felt like something was going to happen, but I wasn't sure, of course, because of all the PTSD and everything that we had been through. For the longest time, I mean, we had to cheer for some teams that they didn't even make sense half the time. I remember when we had, like, 4 power forwards. You remember that? Cause,
absolutely.
Yeah, so, you know, so it was an amazing feeling. I'm still on cloud 9, but you know, we trying to run it back and get who we getting so we can run this thing back.
Run it back, get right back to the finals. Absolutely. Yo, this is a different feeling for me, man. Like, you was a fan in 98. I've been a fan since, I want to say 91, 92. I'm talking right after the Bomb Squad. You know, people know their Knicks history. Pat was there, and then Pat Riley came in, changed up the dynamic. Everything was no layups. We had Oakley, we had Anthony Mason, Charles Smith. So I seen the 90s where we was, you know, perennial championship contenders and Michael Jordan era. So, you know,
for sure,
couldn't get too hyped because he was hard to get by. And then 94, I was a teenager in 94, so I watched that series. And I had my hopes up. I thought his championship was coming. John Starks shot us out of the building. Game 7, I think he went like 2 for 17.
Yeah. And
then I wrote an article on Substack, and I was like, you know, when you get used to winning, you like, yo, we can get back the next season. So the 99 HC, you know, what a story. Allen Houston, Larry Johnson, Spreewell. Ewing goes down. So, again, 99 happens, and I'm like, okay, it's the Knicks. We going to, you know, do what we do and keep winning. Boy, was I wrong, man. 20
But
let
me ask you a quick question on that one. So the 99 team, and I know I was probably I was about 9. You might have known a little bit more than me. How did that team feel to you? Like, did they feel like they were going to be good for an extended period of time? Or was it that, yo, this might really be a one-off? Because I didn't know. I was more so, I think we might be on our last leg because, of course, I was just watching Patrick Ewing, and he didn't play well. He didn't play well, and then he didn't play at all. So what did that feel like to you?
So to me, it was more of, Patrick was on his way out. Mind you, it was 99, but he's still Patrick, so he's still a force on the defensive end. But the pieces that we had, like I said, Spreewell had came in. We had Larry Johnson. We had Allen Houston. We had Marcus Camby, a young Marcus Camby, who is similar in play style to Mitch. It's a real distinctive player in Camby, you know, rebounds, blocks. So to me, I'm like, even though they was an 8th seed, I'm like, there's still pieces here, if done right, where we can still use Allen Houston. You know, Latrell was still Latrell. Larry Johnson, even though he was not the grandmama, but Larry Johnson was a force. Like, if you talk about somebody that played on the ground with footwork, Larry Johnson is your guy. So, and I just felt like even if Patrick was being shipped out, we still was able to at least be competitive. I didn't think it was a championship thing moving forward. I just knew it was going to be competitive. Like, we'll be in the mix. We'll be in the playoffs every year because we was in the playoffs every year in the 90s, basically. So, but when Pat got hurt, and then that playoff run, I was like, it really, like, you being an HC, beating Miami with that last second shot, getting all the way to the finals, and then, you know, running into the Spurs with the young Tim Duncan and them. It was difficult, but it was you can believe it. Like how this team is this year.
Yeah. Like
how, you know, there was like a belief in when they got to the playoffs, okay, this is something that can actually happen. Like during the season, they played and they played well. It was, I'm telling you, it's similar to '99. They was playing and then, but of course, the records were a little different. But in the playoffs, a whole new switch got hit, and it just felt different for us in '99. Similar to what it felt like this past season. Like, so definitely it was like deja vu, but a whole different dynamic of a team.
Yeah.
With this one here in 2026.
Okay. Yeah.
Is what I would say.
Yeah, I wanted it. I had tweeted out before the playoffs even started. I was like, listen, man, if we could just get one miraculous run, like in my lifetime, I was like, if we could get one miraculous run where we look crazy dominant just for one whole run, and that's exactly what we got. And I was excited.
Yeah, man, it was absolutely exciting.
Did I feel any type of way? I felt a little reticent when they got the Spurs, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie and say that I was 100% confident. I was probably about 80 because I was like, man, the NBA might try to give this to Wemby, and that was 100% my feeling that they were gonna try to give it to Wemby.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I know how
I felt as though we matched up well.
I know how they do, but I was like the way they was playing from that game 4 against Atlanta, and it just kept.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, this is a different team. They unlocked some offense. They playing defense, and they was locked in. And what I was really listening to was the post game comments.
Oh yeah.
To see how if they was really locked in as a team, and you kept hearing 0-0. You know, focus. You seen Mikal Bridges become a whole different animal. So I was like, okay, we can get to the finals. I don't care if it's OKC or San Antonio. The way this Knicks team is playing right now, it may go 7, but I could see them beating either team.
Yeah.
And I know it wasn't going to be because, you know, the analysts and pundits, Spurs in 5, Spurs in. I'm like, it's not going to be a cakewalk at all either way. But when I was watching, I'm like, yeah. And then I was same thing that a lot of people were saying, oh, they beat them in the regular season, beat them like 25 in the regular season. We beat them for the NBA Cup. I was like, if we play a different style that can match the Spurs. And I was like, these guys is young. They're going to make mistakes. That's just the way nature. Human nature, you're going to make mistakes at a young age.
Right.
And they'll show at the wrong time. So I was like, okay, I like this matchup. And it was on from there, man.
Yeah, somebody had pulled me and was like, bro, I don't know what you thinking, but it's veterans against some neophytes. That's the word they told me. And they were like, yo, it's going to be different because the Knicks have been here. They've been in the pressure cooker before. Wemby was crying over the conference finals, which, again, you know, I'm going to give him that. It's a great achievement. And I believe that not a lot of people get there because if you look at like Chris Paul and even T-Mac at some points, they didn't get there. But, man, it was kind of premature to think that, yo, I won. And I feel like that's what they thought, that they had already won the finals before they got there.
When I seen that, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, they a little bit too much celebrate. I was like, okay, they're young. But he was crying, and I'm like, all right, I just seen the Knicks, you know, win, and it was business as usual. But I'm like, okay, because we was there. We were supposed to be here last season. But, you know, that bounce from Halliburton turned that series around. So I'm like, okay, we got experience. They celebrating like somebody done told them if y'all get the Knicks, it's a cakewalk. They was really celebrating like the Knicks was going to lay down.
Yeah, like they were
series, and it was going to be like a sweep or something.
Right,
so I'm like, okay, I see the disrespect, but I was all focused on the Knicks, man. And I'm like, all they got to do is, do what they doing, keep bumping Wemby, make it close in the fourth quarter, and if it's anywhere within 10 in the fourth quarter, if we down 10 or if it's a back and forth game, I'm putting my money on Jalen Brunson 10 times out of 10.
Every single time.
Man, I was
literally one of
like ecstatic, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was in here yelling, screaming. And then it didn't really hit me till like a couple days later because I was like, yo, this is not something normal for a Knicks fan. Like,
no, it's not. It's not. That's a fact.
It's like, yo, what do you do? Like I'm used to defending these guys and people calling them bums, and I got to defend like a Julius Randle or some shit like that. Like, I'm like, now all I got to do is go picture the championship, and niggas is shut up.
Yep. But the thing is, here's the caveat: we won the chip, ain't nobody shut up. So I mean,
absolutely not. And I don't know what it is. I really believe it's the name on the front of the jersey because I'm like, yo, anybody else win this shit, they praising them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, they still talk, this is an asterisk, it's the participation trophy. I'm like, where you get all this shit from? All of a sudden, because New York won. Like, I don't get it.
They start making up things, and I think that's the crazy part. OKC won last year; they're the next big dynasty. Boston wins a couple years ago; they probably go back to back. Denver wins a couple years back; they say, hey, they're gonna win back to back. X, Y, Z. Jokic, the top player in the league, X, Y, and Z. But we do it, and it's just, you got a young team. They weren't good enough. Like we didn't. And I think, and maybe you could tell me differently. The fourth quarters I saw, the Spurs didn't necessarily. Yes, they didn't play well, but the Knicks also took that from them. Like for example, Game 4, they took that.
Yeah,
that was taken. That they walked up, snatched the chain. That's a chain snatching. Game 5, Jalen Brunson said, yo, everybody get on my back, and I got this. That's
experience. That's experience, and that's something that is done. That's the Knicks. I don't want to say mantra, but that's the Knicks MO. Is like I said, you tread water, and then you're gonna get in deep waters in the fourth quarter, and 9 times out of 10, the Knicks is gonna come out on top because they play that way. They have a veteran presence. They're able to impose their will. And then to top it off, the Spurs, them guys are 21, 22 years old. That atmosphere, they may say it don't make a difference, but when you in your own building and them Knicks fans is on top of you and you feel, what do we do a timeout? Who we gonna go to? Like, I love the Spurs. I love the fact that they're young. But I'm not going to sit here and say Wemby is a guy you're going to dump the ball to and get a bucket. He's not there yet. No. Like with us, you guys can do what they do 1 through 3, first 3 quarters. But in that fourth quarter, JB, he getting the ball. He's a closer. He knows what to do. Mm-hmm. Spurs don't have that. So he's developing it, but they don't have it yet. So I knew for a fact, once they, we can take their punch, and if we continue to keep, building up, like that. What was that? Game 4, 29-point comeback. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was watching the game, and I'm like, oh man. I was with my daughter. I turned the game. I was like, oh man, here we go. Yo. I turned the game off. I was like, let me go in the kitchen, make something to eat. I'm like, you know what? Let me turn it back on. Something told me to go turn it back on because I would have missed the whole game because I was tight. Like, damn. We lost the opportunity, but I turned it back on, and I'm looking. I'm like, oh, this dude is incredible, man. Like, God, the basketball gods blessed us.
Blessed us. Absolute blessed us. And I think.
Let me ask you a question. So now that we got the championship, off season is here. Free agency is pretty much wrapping up with all the guys. So we lost Mitch to Boston. We gained Andre Drummond, and then we got back some of our guys, Landry Shamet, re-signed. Diawara re-signed. Grand Theft Alvarado re-signed. Great job by the front office. Do you think we have enough to run it back, or has the East improved so much that you think it's going to be difficult?
I think it's going to be harder than it was this year. But I think we've done enough that we can run it back the way that we have it. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. The offense that they unlocked in the postseason is something different. It's really something different. And I know this is a big if Cat can stay out of foul trouble most of the time, and Mikal can give you something, I think OG takes a step up. I don't think anybody else saw that. I believe, after watching this postseason, I believe that OG can take a step up to almost an all-star level player. And he's only, 28?
Yeah,
he takes a step up.
Something like that.
I think he takes a step up to becoming a all-star type of player, where he almost at times is going to feel like the second option if he stays healthy. I think the Knicks would take it again and take it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think they will. I think they got it.
I agree with you. It's funny. I was looking at a clip from Alan Hahn. I think he was with KFTV. They had an interview with him, and he was talking to one of the coaches, and it was like, yeah, the offense that you saw in the playoffs is going to be even more lethal once they get a training camp under them. And I had to think, he's absolutely right. They unlocked that in April. Ran through it, and they've seen every counter from these elite teams to try to, diminish the offense. So with the whole training camp in the summer underneath their belt, I think that I was thinking that the whole time in the playoffs. I'm like, if they run this offense during the regular season, they should win 60 games. Easily. Because I'm like, this offense they have too much firepower, and running it like that, especially when you got to play these low-level teams, those should be stacked wins immediately. And then I was like, Mikal got that burden off his shoulder, them 5 picks with the championship, so he should be comfortable and more loose. And then OG, I think it's just being healthy. When he's healthy, OG is tough, man.
Tough.
That's 24 points a game, 7-8 rebounds. And then 2 steals, that's two-way pressure. I'm watching him, and I'm like, yo, if he can stay healthy, and the confidence that I've seen in him over the last 2 seasons, sure. I'm like, yo, he can really, challenge the second best player on his team.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think OG too, and I think a lot of people overlook OG because of his personality, and it's kind of and I know it's cliche, but it's kind of a Kawhi Leonard effect. And I think everybody's looking over him because of his personality. Because he's not assertive as a person. He's more of an introvert. And he's chilled in the back. But I think him being healthy for the Knicks, I want to say playing at least 65 to 70 games. If he gets somewhere within that sweet spot, man, I really believe that this Knicks team unlocked something within that motion offense, because it's if you really look at it, I don't want to geek out here, but you watch Mike Brown brought the Warriors offense to the Knicks basically, but mixed in the mid range, because he gave JB that spot. He took JB off the ball and put Cat on the ball. Cat's on the ball. He's playing a Draymond. He's basically playing a Draymond role. So yeah. we gotta. I think the Knicks are going to be a problem next season, and I think they get back to the finals. I don't think that there's anybody out there that's beating them right now as currently constructed. Too many teams.
I'm looking at the Eastern Conference, and I'm like, I'm waiting to see the rest of these dominoes fall. But I'm like, yeah, I see them as 1 seed, and then everything else will play out and fall in the way it will. But speaking of Eastern Conference teams, big trade, Jalen Brown going from Boston to Philly. On the surface, it don't make sense. When you look deep into it, it didn't make sense to trade him to Philly, especially for Paul George, 2 firsts and 2 seconds. What was your initial reaction when you heard that Jalen Brown was going to Philly?
We cursing on here?
Yeah, absolutely.
The fuck was that? You understand what I'm saying? Like, bro, I don't know. I didn't know what to think because my initial thought was, I wonder if the Bulls would have traded Scottie in the midst of everything else. And not to say I think that the Celtics would have been any form of dynasty or anything, but I think they were a pretty damn good team with those 2 wings. And I think that's a really good formula to win in the NBA is to have 2 great wings. I mean, am I wrong?
Yeah. When I heard it, I was like, I knew he was going to go somewhere. Mm-hmm. I know you probably see me go online and say Portland, welcome to Portland, Jalen Brown, welcome to Portland. Because it seemed like Portland was a great landing spot for him, with, especially when they got Morant. I'm like, they could send out Drew and maybe Shaedon Sharpe and get Jalen. They cooking with some grease over there with Ja, Dame, and Jalen Brown. So I was like, I'm waiting for that to drop. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, the Sixers. I'm like, first of all, you trade them in division, and then you get back pennies on a dollar. Like, no disrespect to Paul George, but boy, 36, 37, and I just watched him heat up for 8 minutes and then disappear for the next 40 in the series against the Knicks. So I'm like, and this is normal PG stuff at this point in his career. So I'm like, it seems like it's something deeper, and I have wrote about that too in my Substack and on my YouTube channel. I spoke on it. I was like, it seems like all of a sudden Jalen Brown is this malcontent, this unplayable player. I don't know if you heard them say analytically he's like the 7th best player on the team.
Yeah,
and I'm like, where's all this vitriol coming from with Jalen Brown? And I'm like, seems like it's more of a individual character, because he's outspoken, he's a smart, intelligent black man, and I'm like, as much as people don't want to put race on things, I'm like, it seems like this is race related, and they trying to mask it as we can't keep $200-300 million players on the team, and I'm like, y'all signed them, so where did the backtracking come from? You understand?
Yeah. Yeah, I 100% think that it was about race, and that was point A. I do think somewhere beneath all of the nasty, whatever they want to call it, there was that $300 million and the second apron situation, because a lot of the teams, if we being honest with each other, bro, a lot of the teams right now are shedding salary just because they don't want to get past the second apron. We think that James Dolan, the only person out here talking about how, we can't go past the second apron. I've seen teams make moves they would have never made because of the second apron. I'm sorry. And I think within a couple years, and I know I'm veering off a little bit, but I know in a couple years, that's going to be a major topic when the CBA comes up.
Oh yeah. They gonna gut this second apron. They gonna chop it up and have to do something, because it's not fun. Like that's not fun to see a team get put together and then got to get broken up because of the second apron. But that's a whole different story. But my thing was, I'm like, dude led them to a number 2 seed. He was like 7th in MVP voting, and I'm like, it was just so abrupt, like, he got to go. And I'm like, damn, like, there ain't no loyalty whatsoever. Like,
and
it ain't like he was coming off the Achilles and he didn't play Game 7 that put y'all out in the first round.
And the crazy part is, and I'm sitting here and I'm trying to make the parallel, and you might understand this better than maybe I even understand it. Think about Jalen Brown's season as, remember when Jordan first left and Scottie had that team, and I think they won 65 games. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. Tell me how many games they won. I'm not exact. I don't got it in front of me. Scottie won a lot of games without Jordan. It's almost, I think it's close to if when Jordan came back, they would have just traded Scottie. I want to put it close to that in terms of impact.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I was thinking that even when we was talking about when we first started talking about him, was like, yeah, you was like, imagine Scottie getting traded, and I'm like, it really is similar to that in the '90s, because watching that season, I remember Scottie was supposed to be the man, and they had won 55 games that season.
55, okay.
And he was supposed to be the man, and Tony Kukoc was on the team, and bum-ass Phil Jackson ran the play for Tony Kukoc. And I don't know if you ever seen the clip where, Scottie threw the chair on the court because Scottie was like, Mike is gone. It's supposed to be me. Mind you, Tony Kukoc hit the shot and they won the game. But it just goes to show Scottie had internal feelings of wanting to be the man when Mike was there. And then when Mike left, Phil still made the decision to put the ball in somebody's hand when the game was on the line. And I think that stuck with him, because if you've seen the documentary, Scottie, was real bitter still towards Mike and the team, especially when they sent him to Houston. And I think that was part of the reason, even though that team was breaking up, it's similar to what we see with second aprons. And it wasn't even no second apron back then, but they had broken up because the owner was cheap and he didn't want to pay Scottie. So, but I definitely see parallels to that. Not with the selfishness, because I don't think Jalen Brown is selfish.
I don't think so, no.
Just see it as there's two alphas here. It's a 1A and a 1A. But I'm like, run it back.
And I
with Tatum being healthy, see what happens. Like, if he brought you to a 2 seed and Tatum was on the shelf for 60 games, run it back.
Yeah, run it back. And now you got Derek White out there. You got to trade him for something. Add a point guard to the bench. And now I hear people out there, and maybe it's just Celtics country talking, because I don't think that's coming from inside their organization, talking about Peyton Pritchard being the next Jalen Brunson. That's what they banking. Like, that's like saying I'm going to put $1 on the Cleveland Browns winning the Super Bowl. Like, bro, like, you can't. And I think we get that twisted, where we think that because something happened to the Knicks that it can happen to anybody. Like, no. Jalen Brunson is literally an anomaly. How many times has a small guard won the championship like as the number one?
This is the third time. Yeah, Isaiah, Steph, who they say is on this.
But bro, is Steph really a small guard though? Is he a small guard?
Steph 6'3". Me, he's 6'3". Like, to me, he not small. Like, so, but they put it there, whatever the case is. But
I don't think Steph is small guard.
I think he's a regular size point guard, 6'3", to me. So I'm looking at Isaiah and then Jalen as far as dudes that are like 6 feet, 6'1" with sneakers on. But yeah,
and we
that Peyton Pritchard
shit. We about to start. I'm about to start off Talk Night, the new Talk Nights era, with a hot take. Right now, I think that Jalen's performance in the finals might have put him above Isaiah Thomas in terms of
that 45 points at the last game.
Absolutely. I might not have been able to watch Isaiah Thomas play consciously. I've watched him play in replays. I got uncles who watched games back then and cussed me out, talking about how the game was better back then all the time. But seeing what Jalen did, I don't think that Isaiah had a performance like that.
I got to push back a little bit, because I think it's a different game. It is a different game. It's way more wide open now. Like especially those 2 championships they won in '89 and '90. There was no lane to get a layup. Like, they was harming you, and the refs was eating popcorn. So, and Isaiah was tough, man. As much as people don't want to give him the prop, that '89 and '90 season, the back-to-back, that was all Isaiah. So I can't really put him near yet. If he do it again this year, and the same results, then I could say that. But Isaiah did it.
Okay, sure.
Two seasons back to back, like because that team, that Detroit Pistons team, outside of Isaiah and maybe Vinnie Johnson, wasn't too much scoring. It was more.
So you don't think Joe Dumars was that?
Joe Dumars, yeah, Joe Dumars. My bad, and I forgot Joe. Yeah, Joe, Isaiah, and Vinny. But outside of that, it was kind of like jail ball. Like, okay. Be honest with you, like, they was harming people, like Rick Mahorn, Bill Laimbeer.
The Jordan rules.
Yeah, they was like clotheslining people.
And, they was playing football, bro.
Yeah,
they was playing football.
And in that era, they kind of, other teams picked it up because that's kind of how the Knicks started playing in 92, 91, 92 when Pat Riley got there. Like, he started telling them, put people on their ass if they get in this lane. We ain't giving them no layups. So now it's a little bit different. Clearly, you can't do none of that because they call them flagrants if you grab somebody's wrist. So
yeah, and as much as I'm a new school guy, I kind of want a little bit more of the rough and tough playoffs, like the constant foul baiting and the flopping. I hate it. I genuinely hate it. And the fact that you got a guy, technically, I mean, he's still kind of small. He's a big dude, but he's still kind of small because he don't bang. Wemby don't bang. And I think if you blow on him too hard, like you breeze past him too hard, he gonna fall over. Especially with the way that certain like Cat was destroying him within the first couple games. Cat was destroying him within the first couple games.
Yeah, he was. He got to get some weight on him, but he too tall. Like he can't bang because ain't nobody his height to really put a shoulder into. So if you try to bang and you lower your shoulder, that's an automatic offensive foul. So he can't really get away with it. But it's hard because they tend to, protect these so-called superstars. So, and like you said, that flopping is now perfected and mastered by most people. And it's just, and now it's an ugly game because if you try to get physical, all they're going to do is blow the whistle 70,000 times. And now you watching, we're not even watching the game. We watching free throws.
Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult. I want them to come to a happy medium where, if the refs know tonight we got two physical teams, there's certain things that's going to happen, you got to call it a certain way. If you know it's two finesse teams, then you can call it a certain way. We're not really doing you can let some things go because people not stupid. Like, we not stupid. We see who's on the court. We know what their game is. So to dictate a game and remove that physicality, it takes away from the game, and people are starting to complain because
for a fact
the refs want to be the stars sometimes.
And to wheel it right back around to what our conversation was about Jalen Brown, remember, and it's funny now because remember he went on stream after the series was over with the Sixers and complained about Embiid.
Yeah.
And now look where he at. Yeah, so he's going to be a beneficiary of a lot of those dirty games.
Yeah, I like the Sixers. I hate Philly. But I like some of the guys on there. Like, as far as like players, I like VJ Edgecombe. I like the way he plays. I like Maxey. I like Jalen Brown. I just don't believe in Embiid, and I don't think they go anywhere until they find a way to get rid of him. Like, as talented as he is, I think he's going to get hurt when he's needed. Yeah.
I don't believe in the Sixers, and at all. Like, I don't believe in them at all. And that comes from a genuine place of I really hate them. But I don't believe in them at all. And as long as you're going to force feed Embiid, which I think is going to happen, they're going to be the same team that they've always been, Jalen Brown or not. Because all you're really doing is replacing Paul George at this point.
That is true. I mean, but I think we saw that in the series against them. They got to play two different ways. And until they can sit Embiid down and say, listen, even when you're on the court, we got to play through Maxey. We got to play through Jalen Brown. We need you when we need you, but we can't just dump the ball to you. It's not going to work. And I don't think he has that mentality of, I'm now the third or fourth complementary piece on this team. I don't really think he's grasped that yet. And so until they do that, I don't see them progressing, because that's been their problem. Like, they got to play two different ways. Either he can't run, so you can't play fast when he's on the court. But when he's not on the court, they run and they play much better. Like that game 2 they played against us, they played way better with him off the court. So I don't know, but I kind of, as individual guys, I like Edgecombe and Maxey, but Philly as a whole, fuck them. I hope they tempt seed.
Yeah, Edgecombe nice. Edgecombe is nice. I like Edgecombe. Yeah. Edgecombe is nice. As we talking about the transactions, what about Giannis? How you feel about Giannis to Miami?
I think it's Milwaukee South. I think I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm not a Bam Adebayo fan. Bam, I don't think they same guys. They play within 15 to 18 feet.
Yeah.
Them jump shots are iffy. Them jumpers are iffy. Giannis will get you 30. Bam will get you 22, 23. But outside of that, where we going? Davion Mitchell, Andrew Wiggins. And from what I'm hearing, they trying to get Bradley Beal, and then they got Tim Hardaway, and they talking about DeRozan is interested. I'm like, you giving me guys, if this was 2015, I'd be scared.
For sure.
But right now, I'm like, can you count on Bradley Beal to be healthy? And can you count on the guy that you just traded for to be healthy? He has soft tissue injuries. That calf muscle, I don't care how much we have. Once it's hurt, it can get hurt at any given time. And we've seen over the last few seasons, his calf gives out on him. And he needs his calves because he can't shoot. He's a downhill guy. He puts pressure on his legs. I don't see it this year.
And my thing with Giannis, and as much as I'm a fan of Giannis, I like Giannis. I think he's, MVP caliber player. I think that he plays extremely well for what he does. But, I mean, how long is his play style sustainable?
That's the problem.
Yeah. At what point does he turn into what Shaq was towards the end of his career? Like what Shaq was when he was in Phoenix. You kind of slow the rest of the team down. And we was just talking about Embiid with the injuries. Those things are going to do nothing but stack up. Giannis is 32 now?
Yeah.
32. He's not going to do anything but get older. These guys are not LeBron. They're not. So it's I don't know how to feel about the Miami move. I don't think that they make themselves that much better. I think that if they don't add anything else or they don't bring in anything else, they're close to a play-in team, if not a play-in team. I think Charlotte's better. I think if Orlando gets it together, they're better. I'm talking about constructed as a team. I'm not talking about individual players.
Yeah.
Boston might be better.
Yeah, I see the middle of the pack, and that's just because I don't see them getting any impactful guys that'll move the needle. Like, these guys are names that they have to get because they don't have the bread, clearly. And then, you know what it is? To me, it's similar to, and I don't know if you probably, you do, because remember when Melo came to New York?
Oh, my Yeah. That's a whole other podcast.
They had to give away everybody to Denver for Melo, and then Melo came, and it was just Melo and Stoudemire and some guys. It's similar to that to me, because I'm like, when you move Hero, you move Callaway, those are guys. Now you telling me if they had cap space to absorb, Giannis as a free agent and was able to keep those guys, it's a different story.
Yeah,
different.
Definitely, because then you got two young guns on your team.
Yeah, you got some guys with you. But right now, they're gonna get some old names that can, hit a jump shot or two, and I think they're gonna have to rely. That defense will get them far. I think the defense will get them six seed, just because I think that defense, that can travel with those guys. But offensively,
yeah. But at the end of the day, you still gotta stop other teams. You gotta stop other teams, and not everybody's gonna have somebody for Giannis to guard. Not everybody got him. You got who's in the East? Who are the top centers in the East? If we talking about top centers, you're talking about Cat. Cat can take Giannis out to the 3. Giannis ain't really gonna be that effective, especially vertically and horizontally. He's not a great perimeter defender anymore, like he used to be. He used to be able to jump out there like Mitch would. Can't do that no more.
Yeah.
Embiid, of course, you're gonna have Embiid out there, but outside of that, who's he really defending? You're going to have him basically sitting on an island by himself most of the time, or defending the rim. So while I understand, I do get your defensive, your point about their defensive end, they still got to hit shots, and not just interior shots, because you can build a wall and stop them at this point.
Yeah, you can lay back off of them. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting. I'm pretty sure they'll be all over national TV this season, so people will get a front row seat to see what the Miami Heat going to do. Just because Giannis is there, I know the NBA is going to force feed us that immediately, all season. So, and then the other domino, which ain't fell yet, which is 42-year-old phenom LeBron James,
the GOAT.
Backing out, not backing out, but telling the Lakers to move on. He's leaving. I don't know how surprising it was to people, but I didn't see it coming. I thought he was going to run it back one more year and see what happens. But where you think he ends up? Philly, Cleveland, Golden State?
Well, I just saw something pop up on my phone. funny that we get here. And it said LeBron and Draymond are meeting up this week and spending some time amidst free agency. So right now it's looking like Golden State, maybe. I don't think they make the AD move, but I think he might be leaning towards Golden State, because I don't think Draymond opts out for no reason. It's just too much smoke right there. You might not agree, but I just think it's too much smoke right there. I don't think they are under the same agency. They're both clutch agents.
Yeah.
And I think that he pulls that because he wants that. And what better documentary could he get than having Steph, the old guys, Steph, Draymond, him, maybe even Jimmy over there. And that documentary, that's gonna be, as much as I hate it, it's gonna be a sight to see if he's gonna do it, and this is gonna be his last year and it's gonna be his final run. Do I think that he's gonna have any impact on the league if he does that? No, I don't think so. I think they make a couple good games. They get a national TV games a couple times, but man, I can't believe that we're really sitting here talking about LeBron James hijacking free agency at this age, right? Because really and truly, bro, free agency just completely took a halt when he decided, I'm not gonna make no decision for a little while. Like, now everybody's kind of sitting back and, like, even the minimum guys are sitting back like, all right, we're trying to see where LeBron gonna go. So
every time with him, and it becomes annoying at some point. But this is what he does. He's a diva, in my opinion. He likes the attention. If he tells you he doesn't, he's lying.
Yeah.
Sure. But Golden State, I think it's a good story, like you said. I think it's great for a documentary. Basketball purposes, I don't see it moving the needle at all, just because I just don't. What do we do here? Like, we got Steph at 37, we got LeBron at 42, we got Draymond at 37. If they were telling me they was getting, even with AD, he's a walking emergency room. So I'm like, what do we really, other than the fact that, okay, we got two great legends finally to play together even at the age they at, it's going to be what they call must-see TV because of the two legends. But I don't see them competing for a championship, not in the West that I'm looking at. But these teams, these young guys hungry. They ain't trying to sit there and give LeBron and Steph a pass because they've been here for 20 years. They gonna bust their ass like immediately.
You got so many teams in the West that are building up right now. You want to start with the Spurs, who just went to the finals with half their starting lineup underneath 25. You got OKC, who wants to get back, who got a heater in SGA. I love Anthony Edwards, but I don't know how I feel about the Timberwolves. I don't know how you feel about the Timberwolves. You can tell me. I think that they still gonna come back because Anthony Edwards is just that guy. He got that Jordan Kobe style game to him, and that that grit. I don't know how to really explain it, but he got that to him. Man,
I gotta see how serious LaMelo takes basketball this season. Like with the Hornets, it was cool because nobody expected the Hornets to do nothing, so he could go out there, clown around, take 30-foot jumpers
off one
leg, and because he's super talented. I'm giving that, but I always thought like he never took the game serious enough to where, okay, let me buckle down, let me run the one the way I'm supposed to because I got the talent to be out here getting you 10 dimes, 20 points a game, and really, putting his stamp on the game. But he likes to play like I don't know if you ever ran into somebody that is so talented that they don't take their talent serious.
Mike Beasley.
Because they can just wake up and do something.
Mike Beasley.
So,
you remember Mike Beasley?
Yeah. So yeah, that's exactly that. Like Beasley is one of those guys. Like he can wake up and get you 30, and he doesn't care. So I look at LaMelo like that. Like LaMelo is like a wonder kid, where it's like, yo, I can do this with my eyes closed, but if I really took this serious, I could be one of those guys. But I just don't take it serious. It's not that important to me. Like he grew up liking other shit, and he just was great at basketball. He's like one of those kids. So it depends to me how that goes, because I think Anthony Edwards is Anthony Edwards, and whatever it is. I don't want to fuck his name up, but he's a good piece. They still got Gobert. So and with that being said, that's why I'm like, going to Golden State is going to do what for you? Like, you might as well run it back in Cleveland. Even though I don't trust nobody in the Cavaliers uniform, but might as well run it back in the East since you left the Lakers, if you really trying to at least act like you competing for a championship.
All right, so before we even go further than that, we got to talk about the segregation era Lakers, bro. What do you really think is going on over there? Because I think their starting five is really about to have 5 white guys. And I don't mean to sound prejudiced or racist or whatever, but I think their starting five is about to have 5 white guys.
I think this is what... I don't know what... I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what they thinking. Like, I'm like, this is the NBA. Like, it's 85% black. I'm not sure where you thought 5 white guys was going to scare anybody, even with the talent of Luka Doncic. So, I'm like, what was Rob? I don't know if Rob Pelinka even knows what the hell he's doing. Like, outside of signing LeBron, I haven't seen him do much with the Lakers. So, and then these guys, you gave Walker Kessler 4 years, $130 million. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I didn't see anywhere where that boy deserves that type of money. Luka is Luka when he wants to be healthy. And then Austin Reeves, I'm like, okay, if that's your number 2 guy, and y'all giving them that much, it's gonna be hell to pay when we're not producing, and them Laker fans already on his ass. So I guess they like what they see. You know what? I like they bench better than I like the starting five.
Yeah. Because who they got out there now? They got Grimes. I think Grimes is.
They got Grimes. They got Sexton.
Colin Sexton is pretty decent defensively. I like him defensively.
So, them other guys, and whoever the dude they got from the Raptors, I'm not sure who he is. LaRavia.
Jake LaRavia. Yeah. So I think the post LeBron thing isn't going to be as successful as the LeBron era, and that's not saying much.
And then they cleared their cupboard. Like, it ain't like they got ammunition to go get somebody. They ain't got they sent all their draft picks to Utah. Danny Ainge, he is sniper when it comes to trading. So
absolutely. And the team he built
and everything in Utah for Walker Kessler.
Yeah.
And put all their bread in those two. And at some point, Luka's up for an extension. So, but we'll see, man. We'll see what's going to happen. I want to see what LeBron going to do moving forward these next couple of days. And then.
So let me ask you a question before we move on. At any point did you think that LeBron would be maybe just a little bit think that he would sign with the Knicks?
That he was going to sign with the Knicks?
Yeah.
I don't think his ego would let him sign with the Knicks after they won a championship. So,
okay, that makes sense.
To me, if we would have lost in the finals and he would have said, I'm leaving, I think we would have had a higher chance. Just because I think his ego wants him to be the guy that brought that championship to New York. Because then that's something for his legacy. Right now, you just the guy that signed on after Jalen Brunson did it. That's not his style. He needs to go somewhere and be the impact. And you're not going to be the guy here. You're not going to be the guy in New York.
No.
You'll be one of the guys. It's just how it is. They're going to portray it like that with the media coverage, but in his mind, he knows this is Jalen Brunson's town. It's his city. So you got to get in line. He's not made up that way. Like, that's the problem between him and Luka. Quiet is kept. The Lakers want Luka to be Luka's team. As long as LeBron is there, LeBron is like, I got cachet to where I can make shit shake. So y'all can't just make me number 2 or number 3. And I think he felt that. This is why he told them, y'all can move on without me, because what do you think would happen at 42, 43 years old?
Yeah, but
you
I
ain't
think
getting no better.
I think too the Lakers kind of quit on him after they won the chip. I don't think they ever built another championship team around him, or they never intended to build another championship team around him after the chip.
I don't think I think they told him that too. I really think they had a conversation and said, listen, we got Luka, we want to do this for Luka, we want to respect you, so we're not going to put it out there like that, but moving forward, we're going to make these decisions based on how best we can fit Luka to try to win the championship. Now, the moves they made, it's still to be seen if that is, the route that they should have taken. I don't know. That I don't know. But, yeah, New York was never – I don't know if you remember or the Grant Hill sweepstakes that used to happen with the New York Knicks.
Yeah. I remember it vaguely.
Where he would be a free agent, and they would always say, Grant Hill is coming to New York, and he would use New York for leverage to go other places. And I just think that's exactly what Bron has done his whole career. From the decision, having that shit up in Westchester. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not from New York. Why the hell you got an interview in Westchester talking about you going to Miami? Just shit like that consistently. So anytime you hear LeBron is available or somebody looking to trade, it's always New York because it generates interest from other teams.
Yeah, and I think consensus this time was that it wasn't. I mean, going up and down the timeline, you saw a lot of people say that they didn't really want him here, and I really wasn't. At one point, there was a point in time, maybe a day or two, but I was like, oh, could he come here? And then it was just like, nah, I don't think it works with the guys that we got. Because at this point, I'm not saying that you don't move anybody to the bench or you don't move Josh Hart to the bench, but I don't think it works for what he wants his narrative to be.
Yeah. And how do you do that? How do you go to a champion and say, listen, we're going to put you on the bench because LeBron is coming?
Yeah, so
like, it's going to be Josh Hart, if anybody, but we just went through that at the beginning of the season. You benched Josh Hart, and the team got off to a bad start. So now you come back in this offseason and say, listen, we get LeBron, we got to put you back on the bench.
Yeah. LeBron, I think if he was going to say, hey, I'm going to retire, he should have chose his team from last week, because I think he knows where he wants to go. He just wants to drag this out. But I think he knows where he wants to go.
He knows what he's doing, man. And I knew as soon as he said he was leaving, I said, yeah, this is going to be a long free agency, because he's not making a decision no time soon. And all that's going to do is keep other guys sitting there waiting, as he always does. So
yeah, because now I don't think like the Beals of the world, even though how washed Bradley Beal is, he's going to sit there and wait to see if maybe he could get a deal off of maybe a LeBron move. Yeah,
so
he's going to get a vet minimum, but
and they'll do that. That's exactly what happens. The big domino falls, and then you got those fringe veterans that can still shoot, or whatever the case is, or they got a unique skill set that can be used to, get that championship. Okay, LeBron going here. Let me sign this vet minimum for a year. I come off the bench. I can provide some shooting, a little defense. Same thing with DeMar DeRozan. I personally think in my head, I don't think DeMar DeRozan believes he should come off the bench at 36. I still think he wants to be a starter.
He thinks he's a 2 or 3 option, at least a 2 option. I think he believes that. I really do think he believes that.
So, we'll see what happens. But it's some interesting things happening in the next couple of weeks. We're gonna keep that. Definitely keep an eye on that. That way we can speak on it weekly. Keep everybody informed.
Sure.
So I definitely enjoyed coming back with the podcast with you, Nev.
Yeah,
absolutely great insight. I appreciate you wanting to do this with me.
For sure, bro.
Definitely looking to do this every week. Get back to it.
For sure.
Definitely try to put this back on the map. It's been a minute, but absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, Talk with Bezo as usual. We back. Likes, share, subscribe. Podcast. Once you listen to it, let you, tell a friend to tell a friend that me and Nev is back here talking our talk, doing what we do. Nev, you got any, outgoing things you want to say? Go ahead, let the people know.
Listen, shout out to the Knicks one more time for saving my life. Cause I don't know what I would have done if we lost this year. And I just got to say that. I don't know what I would have done if we lost this year. But shout out to the Knicks for saving my life. Go and follow me at NevDMC. Shout out to Bezo for having me on. I appreciate him. And I hope to see y'all every week. Every single week. And, yeah, welcome back to Talk Nice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and with that, we gonna get up out of here. Appreciate y'all for listening. Address us as champions from here on out for this next year. New York Knicks. As always, Knicks. It's always going to be us, never y'all. So, talk to y'all later. Talk to me nice. And tell me something good that y'all like about this podcast. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good one.